Okay, it's that time again, the 52 game challenge for 2023. So, how did I do this year? We're going to run through the games I played and total up at the end how many we actually managed to do. Now, disclaimer, there was a good 3 months this year. I didn't play anything, didn't even have a console on due to the house move and everything. Plus another couple of months where just all my games were boxed up, so there is a lot of digital games this year that I've had to play for them reasons. Games boxed up, moving house, yeah, just didn't do as much as I wanted to, and yeah, not much physical to show you. It's going to be mostly digital, which we're going to try and go through on the TV. So let's kick it off and make a start. So we started off with my scratch poster that I got, and I wanted to try and get through as much as that as possible. There was a lot of games, we started getting through them, but then obviously the house move came in, and yeah, I played a lot more of the games on the list, but purposely didn't complete them because I didn't have the list to scratch off. So we'll be starting that again next year. So I have played a lot of the games, just not finished them, if that makes sense. So, kick off. The first game we finished this year was Assassin's Creed. Let's see, Origins. So I've got to go. I'm quite far away from the camera doing this with the light, so it might be a bit not great. Really enjoyed this one. Went back to obviously the origins of Assassin's Creed, set in Egypt. Massive map, loads of missions and side quests and all that kind of stuff to do. I've almost fully finished it, like all the achievements and everything. Obviously the main story and everything is done, which is what got on the Game Pass, but really enjoyed it. So yeah, it was a good one to start with. Then I've got my list down here, so we'll be looking down. Second off, we went to The Last of Us remastered on the PS4. Second time I've done this game. Obviously did it on the PS3, got the remaster on the PS4. It's just a fantastic game. It came with the DLC as well, which I'd not played on the PS3. So obviously played the DLC story as well of Ellie, how she got bit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, quite enjoyed it. But the game itself, it's one of the best games ever made. I don't care what everyone else says. It's there. It is amazing. So that was our second game of the year. Then we went to Sonic 2, which we've got on the screen there. Obviously played it digital on the Xbox 360 arcade. That was another one on the scratch. The first 7 games are going to be from the scratch poster. So yeah, we've got Sonic 2. Some of the other games that were on the poster, we have, like I said, we've played. They've just not finished. But yeah, Sonic 2 on there. It took a while to do. I did use, I think, a couple of save states, especially towards the end. The levels were stupid. I'm not the biggest Sonic fan either. So yeah, just wanted to get through it. But we did it. All done. Then we went on to, as you can see just above Sonic, Battlefield Bad Company, a game I have completed before, just on the easy. So I went through it again on the hardest difficulty to get the achievements and get it scratched off the list, so it was fully done. I got all the achievements apart from some of the multiplayer ones, which I think now are offline anyway. I'm not sure, but the Bad Company games, really enjoyed these, the Battlefield ones. Bad Company 2 is amazing. I've fully got all the achievements on that, all the online everything. I played that loads back in the day, but yeah, Bad Company, really good game. Happy to get that on the list. Then we went to Prince of Persia. Here we go. See, all the physical came early. So Prince of Persia, the original, The Sands of Time, on the original Xbox. I'd not actually played, I played the arcade version of Prince of Persia, but not played any of the main line games of Prince of Persia before. So now I've done this one. I was going to do the other ones that I got on the Xbox as well, the Twin Thrones and whatever the third one is, so I might get them done in the next year's Game 52 and get them played, because I did really enjoy this actually. Graphics obviously slightly bland in a few places, it's an older game, but yeah, the actual gameplay itself and the story was pretty decent, so enjoyed playing that. Then we're on to Dark Souls 2, here we are, another one. So we've got the steelbook for this, you probably can't see it, it's quite dark. Yeah, Dark Souls 2, it's the first Dark Souls game I've actually completed and finished. I've got quite far in the first one, nearly done it, and I've played the third one quite a bit. I'm not sure how far I am, but yeah, actually finished the Dark Souls game. I have done other Soulsborne games, but this is the first actual Dark Souls games I've I finished Dark Souls 2. Really enjoyed it, really got into it. Oh, there we are, it's a bit of light there. So yeah, happy to get that on the list, and the first Dark Souls game knocked off the list. I might look at doing one of the others for the next 52. Then the other one we got, which was on the scratch poster, I counted it because it was going on the scratch poster, and that was just Candy Crush. I did a set number of levels just to get it done. Obviously, there's infinite bloody levels on it. It's never really gave me complete, but I think I did the first 100 levels or something and just called it there and ticked it off. So yeah, we added that one on just because. And then this is the time when we pretty much started packing up games. So there's a lot of digital from now. We have got some more physical, but yeah. So the first one off the scratch poster now we went to was the Callisto Protocol, which is the kind of from the makers of Dead Space, and it is very Dead Space. It gets compared to Dead Space, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was great for what it was. Graphics are awesome, nice kind of atmosphere in the game. There, you can see my light. I waited till it got cheap. I didn't get this day one, although I've got the day one edition. It did come with the DLC and it worked. Got it on the Series X. Yeah, it went really cheap at one point, so I picked it up. Glad I did. Really enjoyed it. I've heard the DLC is not great. I've not played it yet, but mainline game completed. I think I actually completed it 2 or 3 times as well to get various achievements along the way. So yeah, put a bit of time into that one. Then we went on to a digital game. I'll try and find, which I probably won't. Oh, in fact, so the 2 games I did put on my list, but I didn't count them towards the 52. I just added them on as easy 1000 Gs. So the first one was Space Science Investigations, where you're basically in a space station doing little things around the space station, fixing things, finding things. It was quite easy and quick, which is why I didn't really add it in, but we did do that as well for the 1000 G. There's our Assassin's Creed. Then I might delete this out, or I'll find it as a Dark Souls. Callisto, here we are, we're nearly there. See, I did play other games, just didn't finish them, or some were for quests. So, here we go. Hoa, I think is how you pronounce it. It's a little platforming game. I think it was a Games of Gold title. Got the 1000 G on it. Little puzzle platformer. It's quite enjoyable. Can't remember much about it now because it was at the start of last year. So that's that. Then we will go on to our next physical game, which was Sniper Elite 3. Played this on the Xbox One. Love the Sniper Elite games. Really enjoyed it. I've recently picked up on the 360, so I'll go through it again, but not until I've done with the others, because I'm on Sniper Elite 4 at the minute, and then obviously there's 5 as well, so I'll get them played first and then go back to 3, but really enjoyed this one. This one is set in Africa. Obviously they're all set in different places. It's a lot of desert warfare and that kind of stuff. Really enjoyed it, and the DLC comes with this as well, so I played that as well. It's pretty decent. Then we go on to another digital game, which was Adios, which is a nice, again, it was a Games of Gold title, got the 1000 G on it. It's kind of story driven. I don't really know how to play it. It's set first person, you're on a farm and you go around finishing up quests, let's say, before a certain thing happens. Don't want to spoil the story of anyone that's not played it, but a nice little story. I think there was multiple endings, so I did have to play through it twice. But yeah, quite enjoyed it for what it was. Nice and simple little puzzly game. There's our Sniper Elite 3. So then we went on to, I've not got it here, but we did do Gears 5 again. So completed the campaign on Gears 5 on a harder difficulty. I don't know if it was the hardest difficulty or the one below. I can't remember now. But yeah, love going through that again and finishing up again some more achievements and stuff on that. So we had a Gears 5. Then our next digital one, oh okay, so another one, the other 1000 G game that I didn't add to the actual list, was Outer Space Couch Edition. Got the full 1000 G on it. Me and the missus played this couch co-op fully. The reason I didn't play it is, even though I've got all the achievements, it's a game that you can kind of keep playing because it's randomly generated levels. So yeah, really enjoyable. You're set in a, I think it's in space, and you have rooms, and when you open the room, it unlocks more rooms, and you have to get bits to build up in the room. So it's hard to explain. You get say a couch or a TV, and you're basically building your house, and there's certain spots you can put them in, and each item does something different. So obviously you can sleep on the couch to regain your stamina, there's food to eat to regain your health or whatever, and then there's little aliens in the rooms that you have to try and extinguish and kill off to then clear up all the goop that they make, and they can goop over items so they no longer work, and you have to basically clean the whole place and make it your own. And there's 3 different size ships: small, medium, large, and obviously it gets harder the bigger the ship is, because there's more aliens running around and that kind of stuff. Really good co-op, like we really enjoyed this, on par with kind of like Overcooked, that kind of thing. You have to properly work as a team to get things done, but really recommend this for anyone who likes couch co-op. Really enjoyed that. So the next game was Garner Sister Twisted Dreams Director's Cut. Again, it was a Games with Gold title. Obviously, once I packed my games away, I wanted to get the Games with Gold backlist or backlog kind of smashed out and get as much done as possible while I weren't playing physical. So obviously, I pretty much have every Games with Gold that was there, and barely touched most of them, just downloaded it for the sake of them. So yeah, we went through quite a few Games with Gold. This one quite enjoyed. You play as Sister, and you can twist obviously yourself and the world. So there's an evil side and a good side, and depending which side you're on, the levels change. Different pickups to pick up, and you have to use that change mechanic to get through the levels, opening different pathways and stuff, and fighting various bosses. It does get quite hard. Some of the achievements are really hard, as in finding collectibles and doing certain things. But yeah, we did the main story. I think there's only like four kind of bosses in kind of 4 worlds, but each one has quite a few levels in it to do. So yeah, it's quite a biggish game, to be fair. Really enjoyed it. There's our Gears 5. So then we went on to Lords of the Fallen, the original 2014. It even says it there now, because obviously it's been remade or had a reimagining version of it, which I've not played yet. But yeah, Lords of the Fallen, which again is a Souls-like game. I didn't mind it. It was okay. It was, I suppose, a bit easier than a Dark Souls game. But if you like them type of games, then it can be quite enjoyable, just making your way around the castles and fighting the enemies and stuff. But yeah, we did get that one finished, main story on that done, and did quite a few of the achievements. I think, again, I completed this twice, because I already had a game save halfway through. I finished that off, and then I think there's I don't know if it's a New Game Plus or that kind of thing, and there was another couple of achievements I wanted to get, and I ended up just going through the game again, so I actually finished that twice this year, so that was pretty good. Then we are on to Steam World Dig, if we can find that. See, some more of these are on the list that I've not done yet, and there's some more I want to get finished this year. Plus I had my Bean Dive, which I do every year, so there's quite a few games here that are messed up. Steam World Dig, the first one. Love the Steam World Dig games. I finished the second one. I think I've got most, or if not all, the achievements by 1 or 2 on the second one. And there's only a few more, see, another 400G to get on this one. But yeah, Steam World Dig, it's basically you come into a village and you have to dig down into the mines to find gems to sell, to upgrade your gear, to then go back into the mines, make it progress bigger stages, fight bosses, and solve a mystery that's going on. Really enjoyed it. Nice setup for the second one, which I also recommend. Steam World Dig. Marlon Briggs is our next one. Again, a Games of Gold title on the 360. It's kind of a hack and slash, almost platforming game. You get abilities which you can use with your weapons to take on other various enemies, and yeah, it's kind of enjoyable. Let me just grab a drink. Sorry. So I've got almost all the achievements on that now. It's not bad. If you downloaded it with Games of Gold, give it a go. Why not? Then we're on to Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, one which I think Eddie fell off because it was too hard for him. For me, Ninja Gaiden 3 is the easiest Ninja Gaiden. They just, yeah, pretty much hold your hand. There's an unlimited move where you can just keep pressing, I think it's Y, and you just use the ultimate all the time, constantly. You can just absolutely obliterate everything. And it's quite short for a Ninja Gaiden game as well. But played this on the 360 because I had it digitally. Again, I think this was a Games of Gold I had played it before, I can't remember what on, but I've recently got it again on the HD Remake Collection, which I think is on Game Pass, so I might go for it again as well. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3, done. Oh, that's what it was. I played the original Ninja Gaiden 3. This was the Razor's Edge version. That's why I'm getting mixed up. Which is better, because it does have the decapitations and blood and everything, which the original for some reason didn't. So, obviously a better way to play the game. There. Then we're on to a physical game, although I think I played it digitally. Let me find it first. No, because some more games are coming up. So, Deadfall Adventures, we got the physical after completing it, because again, I had got it, Games with Gold, so I played it digitally, and then picked this up recently, so I've got one to show you. It's a first-person shooter puzzle game, where you play as one of the Quartermains, if you know anything about Alan Quartermain. So it's set in various locations around the world. You've got, obviously, I think it's a Siberian level, you've got Mayan jungles, I think you go to Egypt, pyramids and all that kind of stuff. What you expect from a kind of, I suppose, Tomb Raider kind of thing. And yeah, you go around collecting treasures, solving mysteries, going on quests, that kind of thing. Set in a first-person view mode, so there are enemies and monsters and things to shoot and kill, but there is a big puzzle element as well, where you're solving puzzles and traps and that kind of stuff. Quite enjoyable. Wasn't a massively long game, I don't think. But again, was this one I completed twice? I may have completed this twice as well, or certainly went for a lot of the levels again to mop up achievements. So yeah, played it quite a bit. Did enjoy it. It's worth a go if you've got it. Next out there is Outland, which I think we've just seen. So Outland, one I've had for ages on the Xbox 360, digital, again, Games of Gold. I think I need one more achievement, which I think is an online achievement. So yeah, fully did it. This is another one where you can kind of change colour and do various different things depending what colour you are, making platforms and stuff appear, disappear. Is it really a Metroidvania? It's kind of that kind of style game really, but not, I wouldn't say it's a full Metroidvania. But enjoyed it, good little platform game, worth a shot. Then on to Insanely Twisted Planet, we've just seen here, another one on the 360 arcade game, which was Games of Gold. Again, I think the only achievements I need on there now might be, well, someone's DLC, and I think one of them might be an online one, can't remember. I'm not going to look at it now. But you play as a little robot device thing, and you're on a insanely twisted shadow planet. And you go around, again, it's kind of Metroidvania, where you're getting abilities for your ship to upgrade your ship so you can progress to other locations on the world map and get into areas previously inaccessible. And yeah, you're just doing little puzzles and things like that. There's a couple of little bosses on there to fight. Again, if you've got it, worth a go. Quite enjoyed it. From there, we're on to Band of Bugs, which is our next one. This is, again, a 360 arcade game, 3 Games of Gold. Again, I think the only achievements I need on here are online ones. It's a grid-based strategy tactics game, where you can play as your actual avatar, and you're helping little bugs complete their mission of getting their eggs back from their bad bugs. This is another one, it really didn't take, there's not many stages in it, it didn't take long to do, and the game just kind of ended. It was quite weird. It could have had more stages and gone a bit longer, but the game just kind of stopped. Yeah, strange. But it has got DLC, which I've not got or played, so I don't know if that expands on it a bit more in the actual story of its separate stuff. Again, if you've got it, it's a couple of hours. Quite fun to play if you like your tactics kind of style games. So our next one is Bean Dive. Oh, there's a Sniper Elite 3. There we are. So, Murdered, which we do have. So, Suspect, which was the game I picked for our monthly challenges that we do. So, quite a few people played this. I played it previously before on the Xbox One, which is how I first played it. So, I got it again on the 360 to play through again. Got the full 1000G on it, which I don't have on the one yet, which I need to mop up. We've talked about it quite a bit on that challenge video, so go check that out if you're interested in learning more. Really enjoyed this game for what it was. So yeah, we knocked that off. Then we went to again playing a load of digital stuff while I had Game Pass and all that kind of stuff. So the next one we did was Ravenlock, which was part of Game Pass, so a few Game Pass games coming up now. Got the full 1000 G on it. It's a third person kind of light RPG set in a twisted kind of Alice in Wonderland-y style place. You play as this little girl who gets transported there, a bit like Alice, and yeah, you're trying to take down the Queen. It's got a bit of combat in there and quests and puzzles and stuff. Quite enjoyable, quite easy to do. If you've got Game Pass, give it a go. Then we went on to Somerville, which is our next one. Again, got the 1000 G on this Game Pass game. I didn't mind this. There were other games that are similar which I found better. I really enjoyed the start of the game. It's kind of a side-scrolling adventure game where you're trying to escape these aliens and kind of stuff, and you're trying to solve the puzzle of what the hell's going on. And the start of the game and all the way up to the last quarter of the game is really good. Really enjoyed it. The end of the game, I didn't like it at all. It changed quite a bit. The endings, I mean, there are a lot of different endings in it as well. I think 7 or 8 different endings, which you have to play through multiple times to obviously get them endings. So I did do the ending quite a few times, and it just wasn't enjoyable. Just didn't like the end part of the game. But yeah, up until that point, the game's awesome. So give it a go if you've got Game Pass. Then on to Turnip Boy. A few people recommended this, or I'd mentioned it, so I thought I'd give it a go. I actually really enjoyed it. So again, on Game Pass, got the full 1000 G on it. It's an old school style, top down RPG Zaudery adventure game, which yeah, takes a piss out of a lot of things. It's quite funny, or really funny in places. So recommend giving this a go if you've got Game Pass or another way of playing it. Then we went on to, which I think is the next one up. I'm just checking I've got them in order because I did go back to some games. Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. Got the full 1000 G on this. Again, played it on Game Pass and absolutely love this game. This is a proper Metroidvania game. You play as a rabbit who's got this massive pack on with this huge fist, basically, which is you get your abilities to do various things which progress through the levels, Metroidvania style, getting your abilities, and you just smash the hell out of all the bad guys. The world on it is, I think they're all animal based, like your best friends, I think it's like a big bear or something, and he helps you out upgrading your equipment, and yeah, you're trying to take down this big evil corporation. Really enjoyed it. Really recommend this. There is a physical copy you can get of this, which I might look at getting maybe on the PlayStation, play through it again, because I really did enjoy it that much. Then we are on to High on Life. Again, did this on Game Pass. Set by the creators of Rick and Morty, which I've not actually watched, I don't watch, but really enjoyed this. Comedy in it is really good, it's really funny. You play as a guy who's at home with your sister. I think your mum and dad have gone out or whatever. Aliens come down and kidnap them, and then you find this gun which can talk, and then it basically explains to you what's going on, and you have to save the world. And you get various other guns throughout the journey, and each gun can talk and has its own personality, as well as being a different variety of guns, so pistol, shotgun, like a needler gun and all that kind of stuff. Really enjoyed playing this. Like I say, the comedy is pretty good in it. I've got a few more achievements to mop up on. So yeah, just a few more collectibles and stuff to get on that to finish that off. Then we went on to Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. So we started playing them HD remakes of the games on Game Pass that I got. Started off with Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, because I've not really played the Sigma games properly. I've got them on the PS3 and I've dabbled in them but not really played them. Love going through these again. The first 2 Ninja Gaiden games, really enjoy. So after playing the third one, I wanted to go back and do the second one again. Just great games. Really enjoyed that. So then we are on to... Now I played a lot of Friday the 13th actually, trying to mop up the achievements before that goes offline, but we're not counting that. From Detective, the entire mystery. So this hit Game Pass. I heard it was easy, 1000G. Played it, didn't bother using a guide, which is how you can get the achievements quick if you want to do that. You don't really need to use a guide, it's pretty simple. There are 3, what's the word? 3 missions that you have to solve, or 3 mysteries that you have to solve. You're a frog, you're a detective, bit Sherlock Holmesy, you're looking for clues to solve the crimes. It was quite enjoyable, really enjoyed it, so I added it on there. If you've got Game Pass, give it a go. Then we're on to Atomic Heart. These are out of place here. So Atomic Heart was the next one, a game I was interested in. I nearly got it physical, and I still might, because I knew to finish off the achievements. When I first played this, I couldn't really get into it. It's a first-person shooter. It plays a bit like Bioshock, so you've got abilities that you can use as well with this device that's in your hand. You start off the game, you've pretty much lost your memory and have a bit like Bioshock, and you don't really know what's going on, but you're going to meet this guy who's going to give you some upgrades and stuff, and you end up flying to another part of the continent. It's set in the air, a bit like Bioshock Infinite, where you're on different islands that are floating, and everything's run by these kind of robot people, but then the robots start fighting back. Skynet's alive, and yeah, you're trying to quell the rebellion and find out what's gone wrong with the robots and solve the mystery, as well as trying to get your memories back of who you are and what happened to you previously. And once I've got the combat down, because it's not just a straightforward first-person shooter, really enjoyed the game. Great story. Each enemy has various weaknesses which you have to learn and use specific weapons or abilities against, otherwise they are complete bullet sponges, and that's where I was getting kind of stuck with, because I was just constantly either getting killed or just not progressing or taking down what I wanted to do. Once you get the ability to learn how to find weaknesses and stuff, then yeah, something just clicked and I got it. And yeah, really good game, recommend playing this. I think you can get it quite cheap now. From there we are at Dead Space Remake, which is just below it. This is fantastic. One of the best games ever made even better. So yeah, we played through it, I think just the once. I'm going through, I had started New Game Plus mode to mop up some achievements and go through that again. But I stopped for now to play other games. But yeah, the atmosphere in this game, the graphics, just up the ante, like, so much. It just makes it such a good game, and it was already a good game. Like, the story's incredible. Yeah, really recommend playing this, and it's one I do now want to get physical as well. I can't remember, I may have bought it, I can't even remember. I don't think so. I think I do need to get this physical. Dead Space. Then we went on to another one very similar, the Resident Evil 4 remake. Again, I'm gonna say the same thing. One of the best games ever made even better. Just, yeah, the graphical improvements and quality of life improvements on it, just fantastic. Unlike the Resident Evil 3 one as well, they didn't cut much or if anything out of this one. It's pretty much there in its entirety. Really big long game, and it's just fantastic. The unlockables, like weapons and stuff you can get on it, upgrading your weapons, it's just an incredible game. Everyone knows about Resident Evil 4, but if you've not played it yet, definitely check out the remake. Well worth a go. In fact, it is one I did have to show physical, so we did get the nice steelbook one of this as well, so I'll just show that briefly. So we played that on the Series X, and just checking what other 2 physicals I've got left so I don't miss them. Then we're on to one of my games of the year. Not this one, I need to come back to that. I need to come back to all these actually. Here it is. I had to put it back in again to get a quest. Sea of Stars. What a game. Got the full 1000G on it. Played it on Xbox Game Pass. It is a retro, what's the term? Modern retro-inspired RPG, and it's just bloody fantastic. Probably was my game of the year that I played personally. On par with Resident Evil and Dead Space. They're my top 3 this year anyway. But yeah, so you play as the 2 characters, the male and the female. They have different abilities. One's depending on the solstice. So one uses sun, one uses moon, and you get obviously all the characters playing through the story with their own abilities. And yeah, it's just fantastic. Old style RPG, turn-based, some great abilities on it, just fantastic story. Absolutely recommend getting hold of this and playing it. It's just bloody amazing. Then we have to go back to Lost in Random, which we finally did. Played this on Game Pass through EA Play. It goes in sales quite a bit, quite cheap as well. Just a unique style of game. Really enjoyed it. I need to go through it again, which I started to get the last couple of achievements, which I missed. And yeah, I've got to basically start the game again. But I don't mind playing through it again. It's quite good. So Lost in Random, you're in a place called Random. Each tier of Random is based on a number, 1 to 6, which is based on a dice. So everyone in number 1 is the one of the dice, and there's 2 town, 3 town, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so the big queen comes down and takes your sister, because she rolled a 6 on her birthday, to be a 6er and go, basically that's the best, go to the best part of the world. But you have a vision of a ghost and you think it's your sister, so you start following it, and you have to try and save your sister and go and save her. On the way you go through each town doing various quests. The combat's quite unique, whereas you find this dice basically, but he's got his pips missing, so you have to upgrade the dice as you go on. And when you throw your dice, depending what number it is, you get that many points to use on cards which you buy. So it's a card based system, and depending which card you use is how you can find combat. So you can pick to use a sword or a bow. And yeah, it's just really unique, really fun. Recommend playing it. The world's kind of almost a Tim Burton style feel to it. It's quite messed up, but yeah, really enjoyed that. Worth giving that a go. Then we went to, is that back up here, Bramble, the Mountain King, another one I found on Game Pass. Yeah, really good. I need one more achievement on this again, I think, or it might be 2, to get the 1000 G on this. It's kind of a Grimm Brothers almost story, and yeah, the graphics are really, really nice on it. You play as a little boy, again I think you're trying to save your sister, going through this messed up world. And yeah, it's kind of well, it changes from top down, side scrolling, platforming adventure game. Just recommend it if you're playing it. Really enjoyed that. Then we went on to Planet of Lana, which is just below it. Played that after. Again, I only need a couple more achievements, but I think I need to play the game again to do that. Again, side-scrolling platforming adventure game. I'm struggling to remember much about it now. You're taking down aliens that have evaded your planet and just basically survive and rescue people. Enjoyed it. Give it a go if you can. And the last few. Okay, well that ran out at just about the right time, so switching over to the PlayStation now anyway. Obviously we picked up our PlayStation 5 Slim model this year, so then the last few games, we've got some PS5 stuff to show, it's not all Xbox. So the next one on, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Picked this up with the console. I played the first Spider-Man in this series of games. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I wanted to give this a go. I enjoyed it, it just wasn't overwhelming. Enjoyed this probably a bit more. Yeah, really, really enjoyed this one. Playing as Miles Morales with his unique abilities and all that kind of stuff. There wasn't many villains again in this one, and most of them were the same villains that were, I think, in the first Spider-Man. There wasn't anything too much new, I don't remember. But yeah, it was okay, enjoyed it, got the platinum. You can just about see at the bottom maybe. Yeah, then from there we went to Astro's Playroom, which is the free game. Just about see, you got the platinum on that as well. Astro's Playroom, it's a free game you get with the PS5 where you play as a little Astrobot, and it basically teaches you or shows you things that the controller can do. Little platforming game, you're going around various areas and just collecting memorabilia from PlayStation's history, from basically everything they've ever made. PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the PSP, the Vita, and all that kind of stuff. And when you collect more, it goes into a big kind of showroom, and you can look at and interact with all the abilities that each one has, and it's just really enjoyable and a great history of PlayStation's history and stuff that they've brought out for all the consoles and stuff, just looking at them and all that kind of stuff. But the levels are pretty good fun to play as well, and you get some unique things that your bot goes in, so you can be a monkey and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just a really good way of showcasing what the controller can do, and an enjoyable game. Recommend playing it. It's free if you've got PS5. So yeah, that was pretty good. Then the next one is Spider-Man 2. Now this is amazing. Okay, so this is Spider-Man game I expected from the first one. It's what I wanted. Plenty of villains. Great story. You play as both characters, Spider-Man, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, changing at will between the two when you want to do various quests. Now each Spider-Man does have their own story quests as well, or missions to do and villains to fight. The villains in this are great, and the setup for the next, and probably I think is going to be the final game of their Spider-Man trilogy, is incredible. Like some of the villains and things that they set up for the next one, it's going to be great. But this I really enjoyed. Quite short, but doesn't but long enough. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The problem with most open world games is you're doing the same repetitive thing over and over again, and it just get a bit tiresome. This I didn't think was too bad. It just hit the mark, which just made it so good. And some of the little quests and stuff you do around the city are quite enjoyable as well. Yeah, this really brought me back into the Spider-Man verse of these style of games. Really enjoyed it. It's a quality game. Really recommend playing that. As you can see, we did get the platinum on that as well. So yeah, 3 platinums straight away on the PS5 already. Then we played Island Saver again. It's a free game to download. I've already done it on the Xbox, so just wanted something else to play on the PS5 because I was enjoying playing the PS5. So I went through this again. It's the first person, not really a shooter, but you've got a gun. And it basically teaches kids how to use money and be safe with money. But it's quite an enjoyable game as well. A bit kind of a Viva Pinata style game where all these animals come on the beach and stuff, and you have to do things to bring colour to the world and colour to the animals, collect coins and build things, do things, that kind of stuff. It's enjoyable for a free game, and yeah, we finished that. It's just the DLC that I've not done on that. And then the last game on the PlayStation, we played the Uncharted remasters. So I got the remaster collection, the first 3 Uncharted games, free on the PS4. I think Sony gave it free during COVID, but I'd recently already played the Uncharted games on the PS3 and finished them, as well as number 4 on the PS4. So yeah, it's been a couple of years I think since I played them, so again we thought I can download it on the PS5 and start playing them again. So we did the first Uncharted. Just great games, love playing it. It's kind of a new version of Tomb Raider, even though then Tomb Raider took on the role of Uncharted and going Uncharted ways. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, playing as Drake again in the Uncharted, and the missus enjoyed watching a bit and learning the story because she's seen the movie, enjoyed it, but didn't know much about the game. So yeah, I did the first one. We have started the second one, but it's not completed. That'll be on next year's, spoiler alert, 52. But yeah, we did the first Uncharted in HD remaster, and we'll go through them. Then the last game, I need to switch back to the Xbox. The last game we have in our collection is a physical game. We lost a bit of light there, now switched over, just let that click back in. Jumanji, the video game. Mrs. picked this up thinking it was something else. She wanted it more kind of, you know, the Tomb Raider game, which was co-op, top-down style co-op experience. She wanted a game like that, and she thought this is what it was. It is not. It's probably the worst game we played this year. I enjoyed playing all the games, and we did enjoy playing it. We enjoyed the co-op aspect and playing together. It's just not a great game. There are 4 levels, that is it, 4 levels. And each level has, I think, 6 sections in it, and it's the same things repeated over, where you find your 4 pieces, you then have a holdout mission where you just battle waves of hordes of enemies, then you find the 4 pieces, same again, repeat, and then on to the next thing. And the 4 levels are kind of, 2 of them are the same ones day and one's night. It's like, yeah, it's really bad. You get to play as all 4 characters, upgrade them, you don't really get new abilities, you just get different coloured skins and stuff. All the character models do look really good, and even have the sound voice. I don't think the actors do the voices, but they've got good sound alikes, except for the woman. It's awful. The character model's awful. Yeah, but yeah, we counted it because we have done played as all 4 characters on all levels, so I'm counting it as a completion just to get one more in this year. Because stats, we did only, I think, 13 physical games, 28 digital, 1 phone, for a total of only 42 games. Boo! Yeah, we didn't do it. We did 42 out of 52, so 10 short. Obviously, didn't help having 3 months solid off, not playing anything due to moving house, and obviously another couple of months where just all my games have been boxed up and I've not been able to get to my games and stuff and really play much. Just busy with time as well, obviously with the house and work and what have you. But yeah, we got close, pretty close. Better than I thought I was going to do this year, with how much I've not played and had stuff to do. We have to put that light on. Next year I think it's going to be better. Played a lot of shorter games this year, only had a couple of big games, obviously kicked off big one with that Assassin's Creed. But we've got some bigger games lined up for next year and try and get through a bit more of the physical backlog. Obviously this year we've hit the digital backlogs, made a bit of a dent in that, which was nice, but want to get some more of the physical games now completed. So there's my rundown of the 52 game challenge for 2023. If there's any of them games you've played yourself, let me know in the comments what you thought of them. If there's any you now looking at to play, obviously let me know as well. And yeah, I'm not going to put any gameplay up because I'm lazy and I haven't got time to do that. But anything that you have liked or heard the sound of, go check out. There'll be videos and stuff, obviously, that you can find from my poor explanations of the games. And we'll see you in another video soon. But for 2024's review at the end of next year, what we're going to play in this year's 52 game challenge. So take care, guys. Play plenty of games, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.